Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you step by step how to set up your entire trip to Chile. It will be a complete video with all the tips for you to plan your entire trip, and of course always saving a lot, hiring the best services and making the best tours. So it's going to be quick tips, useful and without winding up. So guys, enjoy the video, don't forget to give us the like and subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot, and buckle up! Well, the first step in planning your trip is for sure to define how many days you're going to stay in Chile. If you will only stay in Chile, if you will stay in Santiago. Finally, if you're going to some other country, sometimes people do the Chile and Argentina trip. So in our opinion, if you want to get to know Chile, dedicate at least 5 days to get to know it. The ideal we think is from 7 to 10 because in Santiago is the main city where you will stay, the flights go there. So you already program yourself to stay in Santiago, and in Santiago there are a lot of nice things to do. You will spend 4 or 5 days there. You can get to know the main points of the city of Santiago. You can get to know everything there very well. But what's the problem? There are many sensational tours around Santiago, and now we're in a beach from there. There are at least 3 days that you have to set aside for this tour, so plan accordingly. Include this in your itinerary and in your planning, because sometimes people don't include these other tours. The trip ends up being too much of a rush. They get super upset for not having done some of these tours or for not knowing something for this. So reserve at least 4 or 5 days for the city and 3 days for the tours that we'll talk about here in the video, but they are sensational. In our opinion, they are the best tours in Chile, including Santiago, and you have to do at least 2 of them. That's for sure. 2 of them, they are going to be the main ones. We're going to be talking about it there, so let's go to the rest. And now, defining your itinerary, we are going to tell you that it's very similar to the video how to save a lot on your trip to Chile, which we did, which is very cool. And now we are going to teach you all the steps to plan your whole trip, hiring and setting up all the services, saving a lot, getting the best prices, saving a lot of the things you're going to do there, and which tours you have to include. In short, it's a step-by-step guide with everything you need to plan your trip. So if you have already watched how to save a lot on your trip to Chile, you don't need to watch this video because the content will be almost the same, so you focus there. The first item there that will influence your trip is the season, so choose the time of the year you will travel. If you go during the high season, which is from the end of June until the middle of September, you will spend more, your trip will be more expensive. It's not so little, it's a lot, because it's the time when everybody wants to visit Chile. It's the snow season, the cold season, and it's the most sought after season. So if you want to save a lot and you don't mind seeing snow in high season, go in the other months that you will start saving a lot on everything. But if you're going during high season, don't worry, there are also plenty of tips for you to save a lot of money during your trip. So don't worry and follow all the tips. The first item you have to plan when you travel is the airfare, and for Chile it ends up being the most expensive item because the others are not so expensive. So the airfare is what's going to contribute the most of your budget. So the good news is that airfare to Chile is not expensive compared to other places abroad. The ticket to Chile has a good price, and there are many flights from Brazil and many countries to Chile, so there are plenty of promotions. Prices end up being cheaper when there is a demand for larger flights, and any airport in Brazil or other countries and major cities and capitals have plannings or flights to do there, so it won't be difficult. Our golden tip is to do a lot of research in all airlines. It's kind of obvious tip, but if you do it, have it alone. If you go to each airline's website, there are researchers who have already researched all of them and have good deals, so they have very good prices and sometimes find exclusive promotions. We are going to leave here in the description of the video. You click on show more, it will open the video description. We'll leave the link to the airline ticket searcher that we use, which is sensational. We have been using it for the last few times and have been able to find very good prices. The flights are always direct and the duration is 4 hours, so research a lot. Don't travel on Saturday and Sundays because it's more expensive, and try to avoid night flights as well. Now lodging. Lodging is super important in Chile, and being well located in Santiago is fundamental because it will influence your whole trip. And if you stay well located, you will be close to all the tourist attractions, you save time and money, so it's really worth it. So try to stay. Our tip is that we even have a very nice video where to stay in Santiago that explains it all. Check it out later, but our tip for saving money is search for hotels because the tourist area that we recommend, Providencia, has a high demand for hotels. So you can find cheaper hotels. We'll even leave the link here below to the search engine that we use, which is the largest in the world. You probably know the one that has the best prices. We set up a link on it with a personalized map. You can click on that link and it will open a little map that we have set up that has this best region to stay in. If you search there and enter your data hotel there, you will already be in the best possible location. And the golden tip to save a lot on lodging, which you can really save, is to book in advance. The sooner you save, the cheaper you pay, because as rooms are sold out of the hotels, we raise the price, so the cheaper and better options will be sold out. The cool thing about this search engine is that it has free cancellation with almost all the hotels. It's an exclusive negotiation with them, and that is what we like a lot, because if you enter, you see a nice hotel in that region, if you see a good price, a nice hotel, you already book it, you make a reservation to guarantee, so you won't be surprised later because prices go up very fast. If later on you find another hotel, want to change your trip, anything else, you cancel, but at least you guarantee a good price and you are not hostage to the very high prices that happen when you get closer to your trip. Now the travel insurance. I'll talk about it quickly. For those who don't know, it's essential that you have an international travel insurance when you leave your country. You don't travel outside your country without one because it's very important. It covers you for any medical expense, medical care, hospitalization, dental care, loss of luggage, theft of luggage, so there are several types of coverage, and it's very cheap. Using another travel insurance comparator that we use, which is similar to the airline tickets comparator, it searches for prices in all insurance companies that are the best in the market, and we find incredible prices. So I'll leave the link in the description of the video here, along with all the others that I'll mention in the video, and you can search. It's very cheap. It ends up costing about $20 more or less for good insurance for about 7-8 days of traveling, so it's worth it. It's super fast. You buy it in 5 minutes and receive it by email to travel with your policy calmly. It's something you can't avoid doing. And if you have any questions, send us a direct message or message us on social networks. Add us there. We really like to help. We help you with any doubts, even if it's a silly doubt. Enter there, send us a message, and we'll gladly help you. And follow us there on social networks. We're always traveling around the world trying to show travel tips in a very cool way, and the family routine with our little ones, which is a blast. So follow us there, send us a message, and we'll gladly help you out. Another tip there for the planning, one of the things you need to hire is the internet chip. When you leave your country, you need to use your cell phone on the trip, and there is no way to travel without the internet on your phone working, both for contacting people, working, research, everything on the trip. The cell phone helps a lot, and using your international roaming out there to pay a fortune, it's the worst option of all. So what everyone does is to buy a prepaid international chip, which ends up being much cheaper. You can buy it there on the spot. It's really a little bit cheaper. We did a calculation again and it was $4 or $5 cheaper, but the problem is that you get there, you have to look for a store, you have to speak Spanish, you have to configure the whole phone. We didn't think it was worth it. There's a partner that we always buy now in the last trips that delivers your chip directly to your country. He's Brazilian and it's a very good company. You enter the site, buy the chip, and receive it home in a few days. When you arrive in Chile, you put the chip on your cell phone and start using it calmly. Their price is very good, the signal, the quality, and the services are great, so we'll leave here the link below as well if you want to take a look, but buy the chip. It's much cheaper than using your international roaming abroad. Another item that you have to consider in your budget are the tours, which happens in Santiago. There are a lot of touristic points inside the city, but most of them are not paid. You don't need tickets. There are parks, viewpoints, museums that you enter for free. Most of them you don't pay, and the ones you do pay are very low, so you won't spend too much on that. That's okay, you can stay calm. But what happens, the trip to Chile, the coolest and most important tours are outside the Chile of Santiago, all within a little bit of an hour from there. So you need to buy the tour to these places, and that's where we give you a hint that you should buy it beforehand. Don't leave it to buy it there on the spot because it's always more expensive. When you buy there, you can't search the price, you have to buy it in their currency. It's much more difficult to negotiate, and it's usually more expensive because there they know that the person is in need and they end up charging a little bit more. If you buy it in your country in advance, you can negotiate, research the price, and it always comes out much cheaper. In the last trips we made to Chile, we met a very good Brazilian agency and we ended up becoming their partner. We ended up getting an exclusive link there that gives you a 10% discount on all the tours. I'll leave the link in the description of the video here below as well. It's very nice. Their agency is very well respected in Chile. They are Brazilian, so they understand the needs of the tourists and all the cool tours. In our opinion, the Cajón del Maipo you cannot miss. It's this beautiful image that you're seeing here on the screen. The Valle Nevado, Farejones, also that is another tour that lasted another day. All these tours leave from Santiago in the morning and return in the afternoon. All the transportation is included. Valle Nevado, Farejones, which is the snow mountains, the ski slopes, and also the Viña del Mar and Valparaíso tour, which is sensational. These are two coastal cities that are very close to the city that are very nice to visit. They have a very good tour as well, the city tour of Santiago, which in one morning in about 4 to 5 hours you get to know almost all the main historical and tourist attractions in downtown Santiago. That is, you get to know all of them in one day, and then you go to the Concha y Toro winery, which is the winery that we recommend you to visit, which is an experience. It's sensational. There is wine tasting, you get a free glass, you don't even have to buy the glass during the trip, you bring it back with you. It's a very nice gift to keep. Finally, there are several tours that you can hire to make your trip more top-notch. There's no way you can't do at least 2 of these tours because they are really worth it. Our tip, the Cajón tour is a must-see. Don't leave Chile without seeing it because the view there is sensational and the tours are not expensive. If you search there, take a look at the link, talk to them, they contact you via WhatsApp, they help you to set up your whole trip, which tours you want, which ones you don't want, what you have to take on each one. They give you all the assistance, whatever you need. They help you from Chile as well, so it's very nice because of that. Now another tip, all these tours that go to the mountains, if you go in the winter, most of them you need special cold weather clothes, but really cold. So they are waterproof clothes, boots that have little claw on the bottom on a different sole so you don't slip, because it really makes a difference. It's a very serious matter, people, you have to be prepared. So what happens on these tours, if you don't have the clothes, you will always stop at a store before you get there. The agencies always stop at a store for you to rent. You can rent them, it's not so expensive, it's about $10 a boot, about 14, 16 a jacket. But our tip is, since you are in Chile, in the first day you should go shopping. In this case, there's the Costanera Mall, which is the Costanera Center, one of the biggest malls in the world. It's a tourist attraction that you will have to go anyway. You already go there and buy the clothes there because you will pay a little bit more than the rent of the course, but you already have the clothes and you already use them in all the tours and bring them back to your country. The clothes are very good and not expensive because they are used to the cold. They are used to this more adventurous tour, so you can get high quality clothes for a low price. And talking about shopping, where to shop, we found that the cheapest places were really the malls. Santiago doesn't have so many street stores, doesn't have those streets crowded with stores like some cities in Europe and the United States. So we found the best places really the malls. The malls that we liked the most were the Costanera, which is the main one, and also the Arauco Mall, which is very nice. It's located in a little bit more residential area of Santiago, a little bit closer to downtown. It's a very nice mall, it's worth visiting. They were the 2 places where we ended up buying the most stuff, and the prices there are not expensive. We didn't find it so expensive. We found it even a little bit cheaper than in Argentina. We ended up buying quite a lot. Now the tip for the restaurants. What happens as well as in most tourist centers, if you leave a tourist spot, usually people leave hungry, you know, they're tired and they want to look for the first nice restaurant that they see. Come on guys, let's go in, let's eat. But the problem is that these restaurants are much more expensive. They put the price up there because they know that tourists look for them. So our tip is walk about 3-4 blocks that you end up finding more local restaurants that are even nicer, cozier, have the local cuisine, the local culture. That's nice to know. The food is as good as the prices, they end up being cheaper. Yes, you will save a lot on food, that's the way. And if you like wine, enjoy all of the wines in the trip because they are cheap and the Chilean wines are great. You can order one of the cheapest from the menu and it will be a quality wine. They have a lot of good wines from their own town, from the wineries, so it's worth investing a lot of time in tasting the Chilean wines, which are completely great and tasty. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And here I'll leave the playlist with all the other videos from Chile and Santiago for you to watch all of them before your trip, so it's very worth it. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I'll see you next video. Have nice trips.